August 7th, 2020, and this is what my room currently looks like. So when you first walk in, there is a bookshelf to your right. I have some old books and just miscellaneous things on the top over here. There's my basket of masks, the leather dop kit that I just made for my dad, whose birthday is actually tomorrow. And over here we have just a bin of backpacks and bags that I frequently use. On the left, I have my lovely window with the most gorgeous view of the valley and the fog that rolls in over the mountains. It's so pretty and it never gets old, and I'm so grateful to just be able to look out my window and see this. Below my window, I have just hung up some various posters. I have an old map of the US that I found in a shop, and I kind of just like the vintage look. I also have this citrus poster, other magazine clip outs, and it's hard to tell right now, but they're just fun pictures and Polaroids. My iron is also in this space because I've been sewing like crazy lately, and it's just easier to have the iron in here 24/7 instead of packing it up and bringing it back out every time I want to make something. Starting off in the left corner, I have some canvases that I'll use as backdrops for photos sometimes, a basket with my various tripods, yoga mat, and miscellaneous items. You'll find that I have a lot of those in my room, just items that I don't really quite know where to organize. I have my printer, which rests on top of a drawer filled with more craft supplies. Moving on to this next drawer, I have my collection of plants on top, some succulents and some paper plants because I have a terrible track record with plants. I also have another lamp for this part of my desk, some pens, a stapler, washi tape, and then underneath are just more bins filled with craft supplies, which I will go into now. So in this top drawer, I have my washi tape collection. I have my stamp collection, or part of it, and just some various pens and scissors that I've collected. In this next drawer, I have all the Copic markers I bought on a really good sale a long time ago that I thought I was going to use, but I haven't. Hopefully though, I will get back into drawing and actually have a use for them, because I feel bad having such expensive and high quality markers in my room that I just can't do justice, you know? I also have good old Sharpies, old markers, gel pens, other pens, so many pens, 12 years worth of pens. I had a big stationery problem back in like 6th and 7th grade, and that's where this is all from. After that, I realized that I had way too many pens that I didn't use enough, so I pretty much stopped buying stationery, but I still have the results of that obsession in my room. And then in this third drawer, I have more pens from Arteza and fabric. Lots of fabric scraps and some fun suede fabric that I love using. In this next stack of drawers, I have various office stationery supplies, sticky notes, whiteout, hole reinforcers, staples, labels, pencil sharpener, etc. In my next drawer, I have all my ink pads from my card making phase, and I was very organized back then, so they're super nicely labeled and everything, and I actually still use these occasionally. In this drawer, I actually just reorganized this the other day, but I have plastic bags in the silver bag, just various sewing supplies, Velcro, notions, lots of like buckles, plastic buckles, snaps, cord locks, all that good stuff. And then in this bottom drawer, I just stuffed it with like t-shirt scraps, project scraps that I should throw away, but I may need eventually, so I'm just gonna keep them in this drawer for now because I don't know what else to do with them. So moving on to my desk area. Underneath my desk, facing the window, I have another 6-cube bookshelf. Okay, so a word on my desks. My desk setup in my room is, I think, quite interesting, and the main reason for it, and also why I just have so many desks, because I never get rid of furniture when I get new furniture, is that my room has no corners. This has frustrated me endlessly because I've always wanted a corner desk or to prop my desk up into a neat little corner and have everything look nice and just be easy. But because there are no corners in this room, I've had to get very creative over the years. I think I've tried so many combinations of placing all my furniture, and I finally settled on something that I like, which is this setup that you see here. I got this big drafting style table about 2 years ago when I outgrew my IKEA desks, which I now use for sewing. My dad was annoyed at my terrible posture on those desks because they were too short, so we got this giant taller table that I now use as more of a standing style desk. What's super nice about this layout is that I can work on 3 sides of the table, which is super useful when sewing or crafting or just filming videos or anything. I don't have a wall as a background, but I think the additional table space is really nice. So on top of my desk, I have my water bottle, which doesn't always sit there, but for now it does. I have an organizer with paint chips that I've collected. They used to be in a drawer, but I cleared that drawer out and put them out here to make room for fabric, and they don't look too bad, so they kind of just sit there at the moment. I have tape, lots of pens in various holders, sticky notes, all the stationery that I use on a daily basis. These 2 jars right here, this one and this one, are my most used stationery holders. They have my mild liners and my black pens and pencils and rulers and glue tape, scissors. They're just super useful. I use the pens in these containers and the various supplies for pretty much everything that I do. And behind that I have a little container filled with all my notebooks and a ruler. Above my desk, I have hung various drawings, pieces of paper, a calendar. You've probably seen this wall in a lot of my other videos or on my Instagram or something. I take photos against it a lot, but it just makes me happy, and I love every piece of paper that is stuck onto it. Underneath my desk, on the right side, is this other little caddy type thing that used to sit in my closet, but I moved it out. So onto my second desk area. This is more my sewing area. I don't use these desks as often except for when I'm sewing, just because, as I said earlier, they're so low. On top of my desk, I have this really handy lamp that also doubles as a charger for my phone. You can see the cord poking out there. Along this top shelf, I have my speaker, some paper plants that I've made, another pot with just various items, safety pin jar, sewing supplies, clay elephant that I made in ceramics. On the whiteboard side of this desk, I have pretty much just stuck a ton of things on that are magnetic. I have lots of sewing supplies, pictures, and like safety pins, not safety pins, paper clips and thumbtacks in there. And then in this little corner, I have my thread jar and my tag jar. The main part of this desk is of course my sewing machine. And then in this top drawer, I just have various items. It's super random. It's pretty much just holds all my junk. And it's kind of hard to open. And then in this drawer, I have all my other notebooks. Most of these are filled already. I have an old computer that a friend gave me that I don't even know what I was doing with it. But yeah, I have this very old computer in my room somewhere, and then just cords and packaging at the bottom. Here is my new kneeling chair and a recycling bin. And then the last drawer on this desk holds all my sewing supplies. Woo! So we've got thread, needles, sewing machine maintenance, wipes, pins, bobbins, all that good stuff. On my second desk, I have my serger, some extra serging thread, and a project that I'm currently working on. I'm making a pair of denim shorts at the moment, and in the drawer on this desk, I have some paper crafting supplies and electronic stuff. So there's my hard drive, glue tape, hole punches, pen refills, stickers, headphones, adapter. My computer usually sits on top of this little organizing caddy right here. And then inside we've got zippers and thread. And we have more fabric. Overfilling with fabric. I know I have a major fabric problem, and this isn't even the extent of it. And then on this bottom I have interfacing and batting, all tucked away in some handy drawers so I don't have to think about how much I own and how I really should not have owned this much, but it's a little late now to feel guilty for past purchases. I can only work on being more mindful of what I buy in the future and what I actually need versus what I just want in the moment. Next to my desk, I have a bin with various cameras and electronics, some weights, wax canvas in the corner. Here is this side of the wall. I love these pictures so much, and everyone has a story that I'm not going to share here, but I know about, and it just makes me so happy to be surrounded by all these nice memories. Okay, so we have graduated to the third wall of my room. Here is my chair. I read here, watch movies here, just chill here when I need to chill. And then behind the chair is my lovely bookshelf. In this top drawer, I have more sewing supplies. There's webbing and elastic in this one. And then down below, I have all my fat quarters and prints that I have organized. In here, I have buttons and beads, and old knitting needles from my grandma, a mallet for working with leather, Apple Watch charger, and then down here are just assorted items. I don't even know what's in there. In this drawer, I have solid fabrics. And then in the drawer below, yearbooks and other books. More books. And more books. And more books. And can you tell I like to read? I like to read. I recently discovered the used book sale at my library, and I went right before Shelter in Place started and just got a ton of old favorites that I had for really cheap, like less than $1 for each book. It was such a good deal, and I'm so happy I got them because whenever I need a pick-me-up, I have lots to choose from. Up here I have sewing patterns, binder filled with more sewing patterns, and then like sewing and crafting books. So in this first closet, this is like my crafts closet. I have various crafting supplies on this top shelf, more paper crafting supplies in the back, and lots of fabric. That pile in the corner right there is my scrap pile, so any leftover fabric from a project goes into that bin, and it's quite overflowing at the moment, so I either need to start using those scraps or get another bin. There's some more fabric that is in larger pieces, so I can fold it underneath the bag right there. I need to make stuff with those. In the bag are t-shirts that my old cross-country coach gave me to make buffs with. In this hanging bag I have fleece and other thicker materials that I don't use as often but were left over from other projects. Laminator, other tools in the back, and then in this bin I just have all the empty bags and old projects I've made, miscellaneous items that still need to be sorted. It's pretty messy in here, but actually this is looking quite good right now compared to what it can sometimes look like. So I call it a success at the moment, and of course it's really handy. I can just close the closet door and not have to see that. And in this closet I have my jackets, a ton of like old Lululemon and Alviva bags that my friend gave me to upcycle into backpacks, etc. Old cosmetics, lotions, laundry hamper. I just did my laundry, so it's not very full at the moment. This is my closet area. I have just some decorations on the wall over there, my mirror. Hey, that's kind of cool. Various things, cross-country canvas that they made us senior year. Brushes, hair ties, jewelry, lotion. These are my dressers. I keep my shirts and jackets in here. In this dresser I have, that's ribbons, that's more fabric, and that's like winter stuff that I don't use. Pads, sunglasses, just personal things. In this first drawer I have more fabric scraps. These are pattern fabric scraps. The other bin was solids. Here are my running shirts, shorts, and here are my pants and socks. I fold all my clothes and it's a great system. It works very well for me. And lastly, to conclude my room tour, here is my lovely bed. Many a good night was spent in this bed sleeping. A beautiful gallery wall that I made above my bed because there's just so much empty space up there. My top bunk where I just throw random things, laundry that I haven't put away yet, it's always a mess. My bed itself, I sleep on the bottom bunk. And then underneath my bed, I'm not going to open it, but I have extra clothes, sheets, empty boxes, just random things that I don't know where else to put in my room. Oh, and here is my ladder to get onto the top bunk. I had taken it away for the longest time and I recently put it back. So there it is. And that concludes my room tour. Thank you so much for watching. Or thank you future me for watching, because that's really who I made this video for, let's be honest. I love my room so much. I wrote my college essay, my Common App essay about my room because of how unique I think it is and how much it represents me. I do so much in here. Yeah, it's taken me a long time to get to this point where I'm happy with every aspect of my room and I really enjoy being in this space, but it was worth all the years of struggle, let me tell you that. And I'm gonna be very sad to leave this room when I go off to college soon. So thank you, room, you've served me well. So I need to go finish packing because I leave soon and go have some dinner and whatever. Here's the lovely view of this foggy and sunny afternoon. Don't know what to call it exactly, but it's a nice summer afternoon, and I'll end this video here. See you next time.